Oh, hello there. Just like if it's an old fashioned YouTube video. Um, now, so just moving that around. You know, I don't know what I was going to say. My hair isn't combed, so let's quickly comb my hair. Welcome to the live stream that I couldn't come up with a catchy name for. So I'm grateful and thankful for anyone who shows up. Feel free to leave a comment and and something. Yeah. Too bad no one saw that live. Oh well. So first things first, I feel the need to say this even though I don't I guess I don't have to say it, but I don't ever want to take any potential risk of not saying it and the ramifications of not saying it. But when it comes to me, I could oh, I could understand publicly reaching out to me on social media and everything like that. But I just don't want anyone bothering Allie at all. I mean, she has a lot going on in her life. Honestly, more important things than what I'm doing in my life. So, out of, if not out of respect for me, more out of respect for her, please do not message her. She's a private um person. Okay, now I almost want to use some sovereign citizen state national jibber jabber. Yeah, she's a woman of the land. No, no. Which I guess now that I brought it up, I'm going to have to briefly, because I want to talk about the whole sovereign citizen state national First Amendment auditor thing, but I just want to make it perfectly clear. I do not condone anyone going messaging her or doing anything relating to me up to her or about her or whatever. She's a private person. She's not out here looking to make content on YouTube. She's not trying to become a celebrity. She's just a private person. And if anything, out of respect for her, please respect her privacy. With that being said, now we could feel a bit less awkward as we talk about sovereign citizens and state nationals and the whole First Amendment auditor thing. Now, there are people who call themselves man of the land or free men of the land or free woman of the land. And to put it modestly, they're just misinformed and their logic is way off. I mean, there's some things that vaguely make sense. Like with First Amendment auditors, yes, we have the freedom of press and we have the freedom of speech and religion and such, but oh god. I'm about to agree with something I first heard from Rebecca Rogers. Uh she pointed out that the First Amendment is not absolute. Now, Rebecca Rogers is not a sovereign citizen or uh First Amendment auditor. Or I just brought her up because she was a teacher content creator and or at least the last time I was dedicated to her channel. And well, there's some things I agreed with her on, and there's just other things. A video that I heavily disagreed with. So I kind of stopped watching and supporting the channel all because of that video. But I do agree in a sense our First Amendment rights aren't 100% absolute. I mean, if the First Amendment was absolute, then there wouldn't be certain words that a certain person or really no one in this country should be allowed to say. We all know one word in particular or that is just like not okay to say, but according to First Amendment auditors, they're allowed to say whatever they want because they choose to say it. Even fighting words, even though sometimes they're like, oh, whoa, it's not fighting words. I'm sorry. If you call a police officer or call a cop a pig, to me, that's fighting words because the word pig wasn't used as like a I don't know, a nice thing to call a cop. Literally, it is an insult to a police officer to go like, oh, that pig, or oink oink, or something to a police officer. Now, it's not a slur, but It almost is one. Just like how certain women would feel offended being called Karen. But I don't know. If she acts like one, if she talks like one, you get the point. So I've been watching a lot of these people just like go around into public areas, private areas, semi private areas, and just like pushing the absolute limits of our Constitution. But when they do that, well, they're taking away rights. Because when you have to make a law or statute, ordinance or something in response to a First Amendment auditor, that's ultimately taking away what was a freedom away. And and these First Amendment auditors claim they they want to protect our rights and hold cops accountable, hold politicians accountable, but not one person actually tries to hold people accountable. And I don't know. I want to see a First Amendment auditor who tries to do this without filming, or I don't know, try to respect the fact that in certain states there's a consent law. And I'm not talking about the age of consent, but there are conversation consent laws. In certain states, I think like California, it's I'm going to pull this up because I might be wrong. I think California is a one party consent state. Is California a one party consent state?
According to Romano law, unlike New York and New Jersey, California is a two-party consent state. This makes it illegal to record a private conversation unless all parties consent to the recording.
Okay, so I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. California is a two-party consent state, which means you have to have essentially everyone agree to a recording being made. Now, I could understand if these guys, which I hate to say it, a lot of these auditors are guys. If they went to these states and, I don't know, film where they're actually allowed to film, fine. Great. But they always keep pushing it. They like to go beyond the absolute limit and they're like, bro, I have a First Amendment right. I mean, how long before we have to uh basically require every single journalist to go get official state licenses just to print news. Because that's where I see the First Amendment auditors taking this country. Now, I spend a lot of time talking about auditors. I want to talk about the sovereign citizen, free man of the land type of. They just straight up make up a lot. And keep in mind, I don't have a driver's license. But what's different about me compared to all these other people uh, who go out and claim they have a right to travel in a car? They literally want to use their cars to go and drive like everyone else, but they don't want to get a driver's license. Now, I have my own reasons for not driving on the roadway. And for me, it's all in the head, I guess. But if I bought into this sovereign citizen nonsense, they would actually say, well, you don't actually need a driver's license because you're a free man of the land. Black's Law Dictionary, blah blah blah. And I'm sorry. Every time I ever watch a sovereign citizen pull this crap, 9 times out of 10, they get arrested. Only once in a blue moon do a sovereign citizen actually get away with breaking the law. And that's because either the cop has more important things to do than to deal with someone who just knowingly and deliberately breaks the law. Because there's a priority system. And it kind of makes sense, you know? If you would have to choose between letting a guy get away with a misdemeanor to go arrest someone or prevent someone from committing a felony, logically that's the better outcome, because you could go arrest that person for the misdemeanor later. Felonies are a lot serious. And you know, all these people that do these things, they act like they know the law, even though they never passed the bar exam, they never completed law school, they never actually read the Constitution. Now, by their logic, because I went to I took US history in high school, and I took like a constitution test I think in grade school. That means I must instantly know everything there is about the Constitution. But no, because I even if I went on that logic, there's a lot of things going on in my brain when it comes to either songwriting, content creating on YouTube, or even in my personal life, I would actually forget something I remember from high school, like what the Seventh Amendment or what the Eighth Amendment to the Constitution is. But I do remember the two most important, excuse me, uh, amendments to the Constitution that kind of debunks all of the sovereign citizen First Amendment auditors, the Ninth and the 10th Amendment to our Constitution. The Ninth Amendment allows essentially allows rights that aren't in particular listed in our US Constitution to exist, essentially. Now, people who use the sovereign citizen and First Amendment auditor or nonsense, they are using the Ninth Amendment of the Constitution, but at a certain cost to public safety. That's why there is a 10th Amendment to balance out the Ninth. The 10th Amendment essentially is the same thing as the Ninth Amendment, but instead of the people, it also gives the government the ability to come up with laws and enforce them, essentially. Because they have rights that aren't in particular listed within the Constitution. Yes, I don't like some things that goes on in this country, but guess what? The government has the right to do it. I mean, unless it in particular violates any of the other nine amendments or even the new amendments added on top or added after the not 10th amendment. I don't mean to come off like a YouTube law scholar right now, but I just always want to make a video on First Amendment auditors and uh sovereign citizens and just call them out. But I never really cared to make that video. So now that I got that out of the way, let's how's everyone in the chat doing? Is everyone still with me? Um so how's everyone doing in the chat? Um uh I'm not sure where I was going. Uh so earlier today I have uh wrote a song. It's not fully complete, but it shares the same title as a Charles Manson song, which Now that I say it out loud, it's kind of like, oh, I went there. I just went there. But no, one thing I like about my songs is, believe it or not, most of my songs are actually lighthearted. They're not, either they're love songs or they're like express some vague point. Now, the song I wrote is called Cease to Exist. And I don't know. I just want to claim that title for myself, essentially. Just like how essentially Manson stole Helter Skelter from the Beatles. Well, I'm stealing from Charles Manson, honestly. Yeah, I'm always kind of somewhat nervous about like putting a song publicly for the first time, especially when it's not like finished. Finished. I'm sorry. I I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I think I saw a heart just go by, either that or my hand. I don't like to assume too much, but I'm hoping I just saw a heart. And thank you. So keep in mind this is not a finished song, but I'm going to share what I've written. I cease to exist when I'm in the in a world without you. It's hard to be alive since I let go. I'm living alone. I mean, that's all I have written so far. And it seems like I'm writing a song about just being without, well, a woman that I care about. And I don't know. I think that's the overall theme of most of my songs. But, you know, it's not the only type of song I write. Like this one here. My handwriting's garbage, so I'm sorry. This one's called Drugs Don't Love You. It's essentially an anti-drug song. Kind of like Cold Turkey by John Lennon. Now, I started writing this last month, and I don't know if you guys ever seen Roma Army, but one of her videos kind of inspired this song because she lost excuse me, she lost a friend or two. I I think maybe a few friends to drugs, and she was making like a PSA video, and just that phrase kind of just stuck in my head. Now I haven't done much with the song, but I just wrote uh if I could even read my own handwriting. All never mind. I gotta rewrite the whole thing because I guess I wrote it in a rush or something. Man. Mm. I feel like something stuck in my nose, honestly. Anyways, you know what I want to do now? I kind of want to, uh, kind of, I kind of want to try to be a serious producer, cause I kind of been inspired by guys like Brian Wilson and Phil Spector with their production technique, I guess, or production style. And I kind of want to do my, I guess, do my own production. I guess make my own version of the wall of sound. But as this, as everyone, I've, it always, I don't know, it's kind of difficult talking about someone like Phil Spector, honestly. Because he is a murderer. And, and, I don't know. It's kind of hard to kind of enjoy something, especially when you realize a guy like Spector was really, like, really abusive. And it just, he was even abusive to John Lennon. I mean, damn. I'll be right back. Now, I wonder if I could switch this over so I could show you my screen, because I kind of want to play Fortnite on the live. Uh, I'm always like somewhat thinking on the fly half the time. Cause I don't know, I'm part uh spontaneous, I guess. Okay. I do apologize for the mess. Let's see if oh, that didn't help any. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if this affects you guys, but I tried to zoom in on. Apparently, I could zoom in on my laptop. It just means I can't see the chat. So I'm going to work around this so I could see the chat. All right. Oh no, wrong one. Uh, yep, I'm hearing myself. Yep, I'm hearing myself. Yep, I'm hearing myself. Okay. That that was funny. Okay. This way now I could hear you or I could see your guys's comments as they come in and excuse me as I play Fortnite. But as I was saying earlier, it's kind of hard to admit you like someone like John Lennon or Phil Spector because these guys are terrible, but they're like geniuses at the same time, and I can't de or devalue their their work at the same time. I always just been in a state of confusion because of that. All right, I'm just making sure that there's like no echo feedback on my end. Sorry, this is just funny. I'm just like hearing myself. Sorry, this is just funny. I'm just like hearing myself. All right. Excuse me. Oh, and I died. I don't know. I'm just glad the whole Super Bowl thing is over, honestly. Because I didn't care for most of what was going on. I actually, yeah, skipped out on the game. So I don't know who won. And honestly, to me, it doesn't matter. But apparently Paul McCartney was there at the game. So that's the most exciting thing about the Super Bowl. I do. Oh, I apologize. I didn't know. My scriptwriter signed. No, I sure. I'm hoping the NFL forgives me for saying that. I mean, technically, the word is a copyrighted term, so I can't really say it in the video, but oh, I said it twice. Oh, I'm just used to calling it that. Ay, ay, ay. I didn't have. I don't have any real major announcements for today. I just wanted to do a stream to just kind of talk to people and I guess see how everyone's doing. Because, because, you know. And, like, it's strange how. Okay, that didn't work. It's strange how this game was able to do hoverboards. And we weren't able to in real life get real hoverboards. By far one of the worst attack runs I ever had. I guess I'm going to go back to talking about, I don't know, something. But yeah, when it comes to love, honestly, I don't know. I just think we meet the right person, you're supposed to fight for them and just do anything to keep him, her, they, them, or whatever or whomever in your life. Now, am I flawed in my thinking? Possibly. But I tried the whole if you truly love someone, then let them go thing, and it didn't work out for me. Letting go was one of the worst mistakes of my life. And when I let go, I essentially screwed my whole life up. Honestly, I just feel less of a person just because I let the person I love go. I know I care about her. That's why I just want to let her go. I just want her to be happy, even though it literally means she will never want to be with me. I mean, it's ultimately in her best interest at this point. Honestly, I never want I never wanted to let go of something or someone. But this is why I can't do the whole relationship thing all over again. Because I'm going to feel like, alright, I had to end the stream early.